Beautiful LA's here today. Good to have you guys come join me on Monday. Real estate investing made simple. Every Monday I come to you from wherever I am to talk to you about real estate, cash flow, apartment buildings, buying them, getting debt. Today we're going to handle your Q&A, your questions. My name's Grant Cardone. You know me. Cardone Zone brings you this show every single day of the week. We bring you a new show. So today, Mondays, by the way, is reserved for real estate investing, whether you're non-accredited, accredited. Maybe you're buying single family right now. You're possibly buying or flipping homes. You're trying to buy a duplex, a fourplex, a sixplex, or maybe you're trying to go bigger. You're trying to take the advice that I share with you. Buying 32 units is a minimum. If you've read my book, by the way, if you haven't grabbed the book, Real Estate Investing Made Simple, you can grab that book right now for free at cardonecapital.com/book. For cardonecapital.com/book. I'm here with Captain Ryan today.
Hey guys, good morning.
He's sporting the Cardone Capital brand. I got my cash flow hat on. Today, what I want to do is answer your questions. We're going to do a Q&A. Ryan, we're in Los Angeles, up in the Hollywood Hills. You can see where we are today. Beautiful Hollywood Hills. Been here for a week. I would shop for real estate here, but it's a useless task. I just had 50 accredited investors join me. Everybody's saying hi to you, Ryan.
Hey, good morning. Are you on Facebook?
No, I'm on YouTube. So if you open my computer, Ryan, what I'll do is I'll have you feed me the questions.
Exactly.
And then maybe roll a chair out here. I think we do it out here. It's really, yeah, right here is really nice. And what I'm gonna do today is I wanna answer your questions, okay? If you don't know who I am, maybe you're just running into my channel. I've written 7 books. I have another 13 best-selling business programs. For the last 25 years now, I was quietly buying real estate while running my other businesses, and I was buying real estate so that I could take my cash flow, the cash flow from my other businesses, my surplus cash, and invest it in real estate. And I've done that with 96% of my income. I'm gonna open this up to a Q&A just here in a second. We haven't done a Q&A on this show for a while, so I wanna do that while we're in LA. And anything you wanna know, you just post down below. I'll do my best to answer your questions. The more questions, the better. For 25 years, I was taking the extra money from my businesses, my surplus money. If you don't have surplus money now, okay, it might be because, well, you don't have a plan, right? You need to have a plan. Why have surplus money if all you're gonna do is pay debts and bills? Beautiful. Just, you should be able to find me live in there. And if not, call Johnny. Johnny will tell you how to do it. And what I've been doing is, a great question, where do I see the economy going, okay? Let me just give you the preface of the situation, then post your comments below. If you're investing in real estate, how are you investing? What are you looking for? Where are you buying? Where do you live right now? What cash flow do you look for? For 25 years, I was taking the extra money from my other businesses. Whether I was a salesman and I had some extra money, I was putting that extra money aside. Once I had a business, I started putting extra money aside, and I was shopping and studying real estate. I've shopped over 100,000 properties. They say I need my whiteboard. Over 100,000 properties in the last 2 years. So in the last 30 years, I don't even know how many properties I've shopped. It's probably in the millions, without exaggeration. So I know a lot about real estate, okay? We own 5,000 apartments right now. We're going to 10,000. We just closed a big deal. We also offer accredited investors the opportunity to invest with us. And I'm talking about big investors. I have guys that can buy deals by themselves. They can buy their own deals. I was on the phone with a guy today, he owns 1,000 units. He said, Grant, I'm investing money with you because you get deals that I can't get myself. All right, so even real estate professionals invest with us.
I'm live with you.
You see it all?
If they have any questions,
okay, good. Yeah, again, post your questions below. Do you see the questions popping up?
Yeah.
Let me see how you see it.
So I see both. So I see you right here.
Yeah, okay, good. You see it off to the side. I just want to be sure they didn't see it there. And it's not Paul's, and it's a good, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus does love me. Trust me, I know that, okay? All right, so we're gonna start, what is cash flow? That's a great question and a great place to start. Okay, cash flow is how you should determine whether you purchase a property or not. Real estate that does not produce cash flow, you should not invest in. That would include your home. When we buy real estate, when I talk about real estate, I was doing a briefing here in my home that I'm renting up in LA. 55 people showed up here yesterday, all accredited, all wealthy people came up here to find out what I'm doing in real estate. How am I doing 2 and 3x returns on my real estate? Now, we're in LA and they're like, man, I'm lucky to get a 10% return, and that would include the cash flow and the appreciation. I can't find a deal. This is what everybody told me yesterday. I can't find a deal in Los Angeles. We look for properties that produce 5% cash flows, at least a 5%. That's our first number. We need to be 5 or 6% positive cash flow on current operations before we will pick a property. Then we look at location, we look at value add, we look at possibilities, we look at the future, we look at 5, 7, and 10-year horizons to say, can I make money on this property? So what is cash flow? Cash flow is the thing that will get your property through the tough times. Cash flow is what you're going to use to pay your investors and yourself back. So if I put $1 million into a deal, I expect to get $50,000 to $60,000 per year back. By the way, that is 20 times what the bank's paying you right now. 20 times what the bank's paying you, and 1,000% more than what your house is paying you right now. The house that you live in does not cash flow. You pay for it. Okay, Duracell says, can you talk about certainty in a one-call close? No, not today, but I could on Thursday. Thursday's our sales show. What is your target LTV on deals? This is from Travis French. Great question. Definitely a real estate investor there asking a question like that. My loan to value LTV is never higher than 70, 75%. And most of our portfolio is probably 60%, 62, maybe 58. My loan to value, my loan to purchase price is probably in the 70s, maybe 65 to 70. My loan to value is even lower than that, okay? So across my whole portfolio, we keep a loan to value. For instance, I just financed a $180 million property. I only put $100 million worth of debt on it. 180 million, it's worth 180 million. I could sell it for 180 million. I owe 108. So what is that? 108 divided by 180, like 60, 58? Yeah, it's probably 60.
Yep, exactly.
60%. 60% loan to value. Now, loan to value, that's the value of the property today. If I could sell that property, is different than loan to what you paid. So if you're looking at a deal and you're like, by the way, I would go as low as 50% for the right deal. I might go under that for the right deal. Anybody out there right now, if you're buying with 3% down, you are buying the wrong deals. If you're buying with 5% down, you are buying deals that will not provide you cash flow. Okay, Sam wants to know what happens after you sell your portfolio to Blackstone. Okay, so Sam's been listening to some of the stuff that we're planning on doing here. We created Cardone Capital. Can I trade hats with you? We created Cardone Capital so that accredited investors and in 10 days, non-accredited investors can invest with us. And what we do is, the goal is we either buy a property that we know we can exit, get cash flow on for 3, 4, 5 years, and then sell to a new buyer and make a profit and return to the investors a 15% internal rate of return. What does that mean? If it takes me 7 years to do the deal, that means the investors will receive 105% on their investment. 15 times 7 is 105. So if you gave me $1 million in 7 years, I would give you back $2,100,000. That means a double. You just doubled your money. You 2.1x times your money, all right? So, yeah, it's crazy, right? Somebody's talking to me about what property sold for in this neighborhood. The problem with the properties in this neighborhood, you can make money on them, but they're not going to cash flow. That means you guys got to pay for them. You got to fund the property in this neighborhood. You don't get money. Every one of you need this. You need cash flow. This is the most important, most misunderstood thing, second to maybe inflation. You guys need cash flow. Your family needs cash flow. Your church needs cash flow. The business needs cash flow. The apartment deal needs cash flow. If it doesn't cash flow, you should not be investing in it. It is that simple. Property that does not cash flow, including your home, you should not have debt on. Only have debt on properties that have a positive 5 to 6% cash flow. Also, the higher the cash flow goes, okay, the higher the cash flows, probably the worse the property is. If you haven't gotten my book, How to Create Wealth Investing in Real Estate, get the book. Also, there's an offer. I think there's some special on the audio program that we just finished, okay? More questions.
Brian Williams says, Grant, how do I get started in real estate with no money?
Brian Williams wants to know, how do you get started in real estate with no money? Dude, you don't. I mean, I don't know a nicer, the truth hurts for a second, but it'll save your life for a long time. There is no such thing as no money down. Challenge anyone out there, anybody out there that is pitching a no money down program. An obligation to pay in the future is money down. So when Ryan buys a deal, he buys a deal in Phoenix, Arizona from a guy for 200 grand, one unit for 200,000, and he gets the seller to give him the debt. Okay? And he says, look, I'm gonna pay you back in 3 years. That is money down. It is an obligation to pay. Okay? Everybody's acting like they're doing stuff with no money down. No, you're doing it with money down. You go get an iPhone and you give the people for the iPhone $200 a month for the next 24 months. The phone was not $1,000. The phone was $4,800. And that's why so many people don't have money. And that's why so many people don't invest. By the way, I need a lot of thumbs up here, guys. Come on, man, come on. YouTube's counting likes. Yeah. I need likes.
Next question from Brian Mills. He says, what's the most important quality in real estate?
The most important quality in real estate is not location. Location, location, location. You've heard this over and over. The number of units is the most important number in all of real estate. I would rather have 100 units in a poor location than have 1 unit in a great location. Location is not senior if you have half a unit. So again, you have to have number of units, because the number of units, thanks for the likes by the way, just got 86. The number of units determines whether you're gonna have cash flow or not. We just sold 826 units that had a 6% cash flow, 6 to 8% cash flow. We sold it and made $28 million. I told my wife, if we would have had 50 units less, I would not have been able to sell the property. The guy bought the number of units. The sophisticated buyers with the money, they will always be buying real estate. I was telling this group of 55 people, we buy real estate. It doesn't matter what happens in the market. Market goes down, market stays flat, market goes up. The people that we sell our real estate to are going to buy real estate. I thought that was a really important point yesterday. Okay, we're not selling real estate to people that don't have money. We're selling real estate to people that have all the money in the world. We're selling to the Blackstones. They have more money than Warren Buffett has. We're selling to the Goldman Sachs. They would literally burn Bezos's money. Say, hey, dude, we just had a little loss right here, 140 billion. These people have all the money in the world, right? So we're selling to insurance companies that have $500 billion. Forget a billion. Or 80 billion. These people, we're doing business with people that must buy real estate, okay? So
Can you hit on, because one of the things that I noticed about you that you look for in real estate, like when you look at 200 deals,
yeah.
Is it the appearance? Is it the
yeah.
vibration?
So yeah, Ryan's saying, hey, when you walk a property, because one of the things I want to make sure Ryan knows when I'm not around is how I buy real estate. I bought 42 deals, somewhere just north of 42 deals, over $1 billion worth of real estate. I have never had a miss. I've bought before 2008, in 2008, in 2012, in 1996, when the credit debacle happened and 800 banks went under. I bought in 2000 through the worst economic downturn, real estate downturn we've ever had, and I bought in the last 5 or 6 years. So the first thing, you have to love the real estate when you walk on it. You do not make sense of real estate first, okay? The real estate needs to feel good first. It doesn't need to have a 10% return. It doesn't have to have an 11 cap. It has to feel good. You have to walk on and say, man, this place feels good. Like, you know, I would have my cousins, you don't have to live there. It doesn't have to feel so good that you're like, I'm moving in here. But it needs to feel like, God, you know, I could put my mom here. You know, I could put my sister here that maybe can only afford $1,100 a month. She would be safe here. It needs to feel good. Number one. Number two, it needs to then make sense of the logics, right? Logics being what? Can people drive down the road and see it? Because if they can't see it from the street, that means you're going to have to spend a lot of money in advertising on Facebook or buying ads or billboards to say, turn here, go down 1.2 miles and find our beautiful property. So you need drive-by traffic. You need an appearance when you drive in that it feels good. Like there's a big, very popular thing called a wrap being built right now. You'll see it in all cities. New properties, they're building a lot of wraps. Wraps means the property's built like a U or like a, I guess that would be like a circle, like a square circle, or horseshoe, right? It wraps around the pool. The whole property wraps around. They don't feel good to me. They're very popular right now. It's probably because, by the way, I need some more likes, guys. Okay, I got 500 people here. I need 548 likes. All you gotta do is bang. It means nothing. It doesn't change my life. I just need the love. Every Monday I do this for you. So the last part of this is this. The money needs to work. Again, I got to have the cash flow. What we do here is so simple. A lady came up to me yesterday. She's got millions of dollars sitting in accounts right now. She's like, what you're doing is so simple and so easy to understand. She's like, I don't understand my ETFs. I don't understand my mutual funds. She's like, Grant, I got money in mutual funds. I don't even know what they're invested in. I don't even know what they are. She's like, I have money in a REIT, R-E-I-T. I don't even know what a REIT is. Huh?
I just got the chills.
Oh, you got the chills by me saying that?
No.
Okay. So, you see, you guys that are investing in Los Angeles, right? Oh my God, man. This is going to be awesome. Feels good, but the numbers aren't going to work. And if the numbers don't work, it don't matter how good it feels, right? Just because you love laying in bed with somebody doesn't mean that's the person you should marry. Okay, what's wrong with wraps? I don't know what's wrong with them. What's wrong with them is,
Well,
it's just a bit of a preference for me. I would rather 31 acres than 6 acres. Right? So right now we're buying a deal. In fact, you can get involved in this deal if you want to. In 10 days, I'm closing the deal. Delray, Atlantic Delray. Google it, or go to Cardone Capital. You can see the property on our website. Compare Atlantic Delray that we're buying right now for $92 million to a wrap. I'm 31 acres, and a wrap's going to be 6 acres. I'm paying the same money a guy pays for 6 acres. I'm paying 31 acres. 346 units. So what happens when I get to 331 acres on 346 units? I get movement on the property. I get a big driveway, right? I get parking. I get people that have space amongst one another. I don't have people stacked on top of each other. I got a pool that is bigger than the interior of most wraps. I probably have a pool that takes up 1 acre, 3/4 of an acre for sure. So, and I believe that's going to feel better long term. I believe it's going to feel better 5 years from now to have space than to not have space. Do I buy in the Cleveland market? No, I don't. In fact, we avoid most cold markets, and I'll put one exception in there. Anything in DC, Richmond, anything where there's politics, politicians are becoming celebrities, all the money's going up there, tremendous amounts of wealth up there. I would be very, very selective in cold states right now.
Lewis the Chills said, how do you evaluate the comps? How do you evaluate the property value?
I'm going to like my own video. How do I evaluate a property?
Yeah, how do you evaluate the comps?
Oh.
Yeah, he calls it the ARV. A lot of these guys call it the after repaired value. But how do you
The what? App?
the ARV?
Yeah.
After repair value.
Okay.
In fix and flip, that's the terminology.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
use. But how do you evaluate like the price per door? How do you get your comps?
Okay, so you get your comps. First of all, your debt's going to help you a lot with this. Your underwriting of the debt, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Your bank is going to do a lot of research for you. Your bank is your partner. I talk about this in my real estate classes. I talk about it in my real estate book. I talk about it on the audio program. Your debt is your friend, okay? Not all debt is a problem. Credit card debt is a problem. But debt where Boston, I like Boston. Yeah, I like Boston, but you probably can't afford to buy there now. So I see these questions, I can't help myself. So I need to know not what the unit next door costs, but what the rent next door is, because the rent is what determines the cash flow, and the cash flow is what determines what I can pay for that unit. So many of you right now are unable to buy in a market because you're backwards looking, meaning you are thinking about what you could have bought the property for rather than what the property is going to be worth going forward. So you should be somewhere around replacement costs, right? I want to be at or below replacement costs on these properties. What is the best resource for finding deals? Okay, I'm actually including this. We're creating a program right now where we're going to show you every broker in the country and in each city that you don't have access to. The place to source deals is not where you think it is. If you're buying 2s and 4s and 6s and 8s, where I go to find deals is not there, okay? By the way, the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 will not make you money. I know you guys hate hearing this. Again, okay, the truth hurts.
Next question.
Hurts for a second. No, I'm answering a question right now. Okay, you gotta stay with me. I gotta get out of this sun though, man. The sun's just brutal.
You want to go over here?
Huh? Oh yeah, maybe we'll go over there. It's a nice place. So look, the truth hurts for a second. But I'm never gonna tell you guys anything that's gonna hurt you. Okay, that's why I do this real estate show every Monday. Every Monday, the Cardone Zone comes to you and talks about how you can avoid making mistakes in real estate. But you got to decide what's the truth for you, okay? A 2, 4, 6, and an 8 is going to cause you more trouble than it's worth. 2, 4, 6s, and 8s, Grant, don't appreciate. That's exactly right. So in California, California, T.I. Cooper, okay, you shouldn't be buying here right now. I've been saying this to you guys for years. And what happened 2 weeks ago? L.A. County is now under rent control. And they say it's temporary rent control. You know what that's code for?
Forever.
Forever. Temporary rent control in Los Angeles County means you will never be able to raise rents. By the way, the most dangerous part of the pass of that amendment was not rent control, but it's that the tenant will be protected in court. If you didn't read the small print T, okay, the fact is you're not going to be able to afford a property that has 4 units and you're collecting $2,000 a unit and you're like, oh my God, man, we're making $8,000 a month in this property. One legal bill will wipe you out. One legal bill, 50 grand, $25,000. You're not going to even pay the 25. You're not going to hire somebody to defend you to pick up $2,000 or $4,000, right? What you're going to do is you're just going to pay the tenant. The tenant's going to sue you for triple. It's called treble. They're going to say, hey, you did this to me. I had this happen to me in California. I didn't give a guy's security deposit back one day. I missed the day. I thought it was on the 5th. I've never told you this story, have I?
No.
I was supposed to pay him on the 5th. I paid him on the 6th. He sued me and won 3 times the security deposit plus the security deposit. $1,600. I had to give him like $6 grand. Okay, who am I? Grant Cardone. I own a company called Cardone Capital, one of my 7 companies. Cardone Capital owns almost $1 billion worth of real estate. How do you feel about Orlando and Tampa? I live in Orlando. Brad Tolbert, Brad, some of my favorite markets are in Florida. Orlando is one of my top markets, okay? Tampa, love Tampa. What I don't like about Tampa that I like about Orlando is some of the skank housing in Tampa. Like they got, in Clearwater, they have some homes that are like just, I can rent for $200 a month. It's very, very difficult. So I love everything Florida, by the way. Frederick Metzer, REITs versus Cardone Capital. That's like comparing a great marriage to going to a strip joint, huh?
It's like an apple versus an orange.
It's
very different.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, a REIT is not Real Estate Investment Trust, REIT. A REIT is not an investment in real estate. That is a stock. A REIT is a piece of paper stock. It is liquid. You can get in and out of it as fast as you want. They're going to tell you that's a benefit. I'm going to tell you it's not a benefit. You don't want to be in and out of real estate. You want to be in real estate and wait for the appreciation while you get cash flow, while you get the tax advantages. In a REIT, you get no tax advantages. Cardone Capital, you do. In a REIT, you're not backed by real estate. In Cardone Capital, you're backed by real estate. In a REIT, you do not get the advantages of the new tax codes. In Cardone Capital, you get all the advantages. In a REIT, you do not get a distribution every month. Cardone Capital, we give you a distribution every single month that the property cash flows. Okay, after the 10X Growth Conference, somebody's asking me about my two-day workshop, okay? After the 10X Growth Conference, I think it's 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th of February, I'm doing a two-day conference in Miami right after the conference. So it's gonna be on a Monday and Tuesday. You get it free when you get my program. I think it's cardonecapital.com/program or grantcardone.com/program. cardonecapital.com/program. Will you try that? Or grantcardone.com/program. You get my real estate book, you get the audio program, you get the new program that's in development, all on video, by the way, complete video series, 20 hours, how to buy real estate, how to shop it, find it, how to talk about it, how to follow up an owner, how to sell it, how to negotiate it, how to get debt, how to improve the value, how to enforce values, enforce appreciation, thing I called enforced appreciation, how to create cash flow, how to generate more cash flow, how to refinance that program.
GrantCardone.com/program.
I'm sorry, it's GrantCardone.com/program.
And I just posted it in the link.
Okay, so that program's 10 grand. You can get it for half price right now when you pre-order it, and I'm going to give you the two-day class. I can only do this for about 25 people, so grab it if you want to. By the way, you guys need an education in real estate. Okay, Ryan over here will tell you. Okay, he's made. What do you think you spent just on programs?
$100,000+
To buy what?
to buy
Your first deal.
my first fourplex.
How much was that?
My first fourplex?
Yeah.
$125,000.
He spent more money on the program than he spent on his first complex.
Yeah, but I wanted to learn, right?
Yeah, you gotta learn.
So you have to learn. So I mean, these programs, like your $10,000 program, is actually very cheap, because what he's teaching is how to buy these bigger deals. All my programs, they were how to buy a single family house.
And I want them to know the other reason was because I want you to know, if you're going to invest with me, I want you to know what I'm doing. Okay, because people that know what they're doing aren't problems. People that don't know what they're doing are problems, not just for themselves, but for everybody.
Yeah. In the real estate, you're constantly learning how to buy the next deal, right? So when I started out in a single family home, I wanted to do the next deal because I could only rent out so many rooms. So for most of you guys, I mean, I don't know the audience, currently right now on here, but most of you guys want to do it yourself, or you want to get invested in real estate. For me, I always wanted to get invested in real estate. I just knew it. As an airline pilot for 10 years, I knew I could only trade my time for. So what I did is I started buying these programs to teach me how to buy, single family fourplexes, but I didn't realize, because there was nobody out there teaching what Grant's teaching. There was nobody out there. I couldn't find anybody that was teaching me how to buy a 200 unit complex. 10,000 forward/program, he's going to show you who the top brokers are. I didn't know who ARA was. I didn't know who Cushman and Wakefield was. It's just nobody taught me this stuff in school, right? Now we have the relationships with the top brokers, but we're this program how to actually reach out and sound sophisticated, because when you call the bank for a loan, you need to understand what DCR stands for, right?
Yeah.
Debt coverage ratio. You're going to hear Grant talk about all these different terms and these different acronyms, this stuff forward, backwards. When I first started working for Grant, he used to make fun of me. He's like, Ryan, I actually don't think you know what NOI stands for or what NOI means. And to be honest with you, he was actually right, because I knew that income minus expenses equaled NOI. But all the different stuff that he does with his numbers, like, okay, NOI determines value, NOI determines debt, like all these different things that he does with the numbers, it's magical, but he'll teach you, he'll walk you through what it means. And you're probably gonna have to replay it 5 or 6 or 7 times, because I know I've had to do that. So anyway, it's a great program.
But you can't, and by the way, we're not trying to sell you the program right now. Like, you can just keep tuning in every Monday. But for those of you who don't want to wait for Monday, and you're out looking at deals this weekend, what I want to do is I want to help you avoid, making mistakes, because what happens to people is they invest in real estate, it's a problem for them, and they never do it again. Most people buy one deal, end up with one little deal, or a couple deals, or 3 deals, and I know old guys, okay, older than me, they're like, yeah, I bought 3 deals. I still got them. They're a pain in the ass. I hate them. And that's how they talk about them. They don't talk about them like I do. Like, oh my God, dude, I made $28 million on a deal. Yeah. Like, when you make enough money on real estate, you're like, dude, it's worth all the trouble. By the way, when you buy deals that are big enough, you don't have to be old and angry, because you can hire somebody. You'll be old and you could be angry, but you don't have to be old, angry, and if you have little deals, the problem with the little deals that I'm trying to avoid you getting into is that, I mean, it's great for an infomercial, because everybody wants to buy the little deals because you guys think you can afford the little deals, but it's easy. Yeah. But the reality is, if it's easy to get into, it's hard to get out of. Okay, and at the end of the day, hey Grant, will you take a call? Live call, and talk a great deal? Sure. Call. Give me that number. I'll give you the number right now to call, okay?
305.
305. Okay, this is for, please don't everybody call this number at the same time.
Yep. 305.
Gordon. 305.
407.
407.
0276.
Gordon, you ready? 0276. Now, for those of you out there, maybe you only have 100 grand, okay? Because somebody was here at the house this weekend. Brent said to me, I got 100 grand. What can I buy in LA? Is that Gordon?
He hung up.
Okay, it's just people jacking around. So I said, you can't buy anything in LA with 100 grand, man. Quit looking. Your only choice is to either go out of state. That's one thing you could do. Is that Gordon?
It's Gordon.
Okay, let me ask Gordon.
Or,
hey, Gordon. Or find somebody like me.
Here's Grant.
Hey, Gordon, tell me about your deal.
Or find somebody.
Turn the computer off, bud.
Hey, Gordon, tell me about your deal. All right, so it is.
Low battery.
It's 36 units.
Okay, good. 36 units. That's a good. That fills the criteria out. 32 is your number.
They're all 3 bedrooms.
3 bedrooms, all 3 bedrooms. Don't love that.
So 108 total units, I guess you could call it.
No, it's not 108 units.
Right.
It's 36 units, dude, with 3 bedrooms. Now, let me tell you what I don't like about 3 bedrooms, just so everybody. As soon as you say 3 bedrooms, what is this the Hispanic community?
No, it's actually beautiful Oxford, Mississippi.
It's where?
Oxford, Mississippi.
Okay, good. Now, because sometimes in like I was buying in Chula Vista, which is 90% Hispanic years ago, and we had a lot of 3 bedrooms there. That's why I don't know why I related to that, but okay. So what is the rent at the 3 bedrooms?
The rent for 3 bedrooms
Hey, hey, mute your computer, dude.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah. What's the rent?
It's $625 a person.
A person?
Yeah.
Is this a college
Right
town?
at Ole Miss.
Oh, yeah, it's college. Okay, all right.
It's a really good community.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So let me tell you what let me just guess here. They're asking $5 million,
9.6.
9,600,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to give you the address?
No, I can't because I can't shop it on my. I don't have everything I need to shop it here right now.
I'm on LoopNet right now.
Yeah, 10 million, dude. You're gonna have to put $5 million down to buy that place. You know that, right?
You think more than half?
I think you're gonna have to put half down. I think the bank's gonna have a problem with it being so college intense. Your expenses are gonna be at least 50%, maybe more. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Are you gonna manage it yourself?
I could, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The cap's 7, 8.
No, the cap rate's 7, 8, bro. But the problem you got is the per unit price. What year is this? 92.
2017.
Oh, it's 2017 product.
Yeah, it's a really nice apartment complex, or that says cottages. So I think they're all separate. They're all cottages. They're all just in like a little neighborhood together. Just pretty close to Ole Miss, which is a really wealthy college.
Yeah. So somebody wants to know what's the vacancy right now.
It says occupancy 100%. You say never to believe in that.
It's impossible to be 100%.
But at Ole Miss, I mean, they are always.
I don't even love my kids 100% of the time.
True.
So
Sorry.
So yeah. So look, I mean, look, you're at 300 grand a door, man. What's the exit?
I don't know that.
You're at $600 a person right now. You're at $1,800 a month rents in a student town that depends on parents, not kids.
True.
Is this your first deal?
I'm actually a college student. I've been listening to you on YouTube for about 2 months now. I've probably watched every real estate video you have to offer.
Yeah. Were you going to put $5 million down your first deal?
I mean, I don't have that type of money per se.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to get a loan on that deal. So the reason why you're not going to get a loan is not because of your credit or you don't have the money. Even if you had the money, I don't think a bank or a lender is going to give you the loan because you've never done a deal. That's going to be your problem. Okay? So I wouldn't do that deal, dude. Not for your first deal. Now, guys, when I talk about doing your first deal, let Gordon know I didn't mean to hang up on him. Look, you're going to have a problem getting approved for a loan if your credit's perfect and you have the cash and it cash flows and it's a great location and everything's perfect. The reason why you will not get a loan is because the bank's going to say, what's your management experience? In fact, the first thing the bank is going to look at, and this is what Ryan was saying, that's really important when you're talking to a bank, you guys shouldn't even be calling banks unless you already know what their DCR underwriting is, what their loan to value underwriting is, what the criteria manager. I didn't know this when I was in the very beginning. I was stupid. I would call banks that wouldn't lend money on multifamily. I talk about it in my book. Exactly how to find the right bank and the right lender for the right deal.
My first call to a banker, he kind of laughed at me, because I was calling him. I was like, hey, I got this 18-plex, and he's like, well, what's your experience? I said, well, I got a 4-plex, and I was really proud, right? And I thought I was a real estate mogul. And he's like, well, what's the debt coverage ratio like 1.25 and 1.3? I'm like, and I had to ask him. And I felt like a complete idiot. Like all the air in my balloon just went sucked out, right? Because I didn't know what the DCR was which is, but you know, these bankers expect you when you want a loan,
Well,
$2
dude,
million,
it's
5
just-
million, 10 million bucks. They expect you to know what all that stuff means.
Yeah, it'd be like, you know, an alien comes down to planet Earth and you say, hey, meet me at Starbucks on the corner. And they're like, what is a Starbucks?
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what the banker thinks when he doesn't know what DCR is. This is the language and the code and the way you get along with people. You have to know the language, okay? So you're looking for a minimum DCR of 1.25 in the marketplace today. If you don't have experience, they're gonna crank that up to probably 1.35. The higher the DCR goes, the lower your proceeds go. All right, so look, appreciate you joining Cardone. Real Estate Investing Made Simple, brought to you by the Cardone Zone. Every Monday, no matter where we are, we show up for you to answer your questions. Today was a great show. Today, because you were here. Whether you came in from Canada or India, okay? You guys that are in Canada, India, Istanbul, Russia, England, we got people investing with us at Cardone Capital from all over the world. We have 10 days till our next closing. We're closing a deal for $92 million. If you are an accredited investor, you need to get your money in now. You need to register at CardoneCapital.com and get your money in. The minimum's 100. This is going to be a spectacular deal. It cash flows. Everything I shared with you in the show today. I drove up to the property. As soon as I drove up, bang, loved it. If you were coming here from Croatia, drove on this property, never been to Delray Beach, you'd be like, man, this feels good. Everybody that's driven this property, man, this feels good. Okay, not just me. Number two, it cash flows at 5 to 6%. If it can't do that, you don't want to be in the deal. Okay. 3, we already know who our know how and who we will sell the property to in the future. The debt's already set up. I have a loan for $60 million on it. I'm putting $32 million of my own money down, and all you have to do for the college kid, dude, if he don't have he don't have $5 million, right? He needs to go to college and finish college. If he's got $100 grand right now, I'll promise you, he would probably be better off investing $100 grand with me than trying to run his own deal. I know Ryan has been. He sold all his deals, invested the money with me, and tripled his money in 3.5 years.
Yeah, and the scary thing is I actually thought I knew what I was doing 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the issue, right?
Yeah.
So the issue isn't buying real estate, because actually the best investment on earth is real estate. And one of my favorite quotes is, you know, don't wait to buy real estate. It's buy real estate and wait.
Yeah.
That's our philosophy here, right?
Yeah.
So it's an ongoing process. This education thing, like you guys just need to put your head down, double down.
Yeah.
And listen. I mean, listen to Grant. Listen to what he's doing. I mean, obviously his track record.
And look, you don't have to invest with me. Invest your own money,
Yeah.
but don't lose it, okay? Because if you lose your money, you have no chance of investing with me in the future. But if you don't invest your money, okay, there's $5 trillion sitting in banks right now. Some of you have 10 grand in the bank, 20 grand in the bank, 30 grand in the bank, 100 grand in the bank, 200 grand. There's a whole bunch of you out there that have a bunch of equity sitting in your home. It's dead money. You need to get it flow from properties. Many of you have money in 401ks and SEP programs. We have people today self-directing their 401k, selling their homes, getting all their equity out, investing with us. And in 12 days, I'm going to be able to announce for non-accredited investors, for the 640 people in here that are not accredited, that are watching this stream right now, I'm going to be able to offer you to invest in increments of $10,000 to invest in Cardone Capital, where I'm your partner. Okay, we cut out the middleman, and you and I invest in deals side by side. So you can get more information at CardoneCapital.com. That's CardoneCapital.com. I shop real estate all over the country. We're in Los Angeles. Last week we were in Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Houston. And I pick deals. I'm very selective, and I pick it on the 3 criteria I shared with you today. Do I love it? Does it cash flow? Can I get debt on it? How do I exit? So find a great partner. If you don't have the deals, find a partner to do big deals with. I even shared this with you in the book. You don't want to partner with me? You want to do what I'm doing? I actually share with you how to set up a partnership. okay, in the real estate program. How you can go out and set up a program. But you're gonna have some challenges with that. Because your mom and your dad and your uncle and your aunt and your brother and your employer who you're gonna want to go to for money are gonna say, have you ever done this before? Where are you gonna get the debt from? How are you gonna manage your property and your career? So those are all real things that you're gonna face. I've been doing this for 25, 26, 27 years now. I've made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. I have never lost money on an apartment deal. Never. So Ryan Secco is part of my team. There's another 9 people at our offices that work with us at Cardone Capital to buy deals, underwrite deals, manage deals, find deals, sell deals. I'd love to have you as a partner if that feels right to you. If it doesn't feel right, we definitely don't want you as a partner, trust me. Okay.
Great show.
So appreciate you today. If you want to grab my book for free, it's at grantcardone.com/free books. If you want to register at Cardone Capital to see our deals, to see our deal flow, to see the deals we've sold, see the deals we're looking at, to see deals, you can go to cardonecapital.com. You can register there to get access to what we're doing. If you want to invest with us, go to cardonecapital.com and register. It's first come, first serve. If you're not accredited, there's a button in there that says not accredited, and we'll inform you in the next 10 days. I'm going to be able to offer positions to non-accredited investors to invest in increments of $10,000 a person. And it doesn't matter whether you're in India or Australia, you'll be able to invest with me in real estate that we purchase, and you're my partner right here in the watching today. God bless, be great, and good investing.